Welcome back to another Ruthless Ideas podcast. Today, we have two special ones. So this month was more focused on fixing problems in my life. Because some people have the same kinds of problems, I thought if I solve my problems, it might be able to help someone else's problems, i.e. the same kind of problem. So the two problems I fixed this week were a broken / non-perfectly functioning ring light, as well as a whole slew of magnets. So first one, the ring light. So with my ring light, there's a little nut on the bottom of the light that twists onto the bottom stand that holds it. For some reason, they made it where the thickness of the piece between the stand and the bolt was semi-large, almost large enough where you go to twist it on and nothing connects. So it connects very little, not enough to keep it holding and standing, and so it would just fall over. Especially when I put my phone in it, it would fall and it wasn't working. So I decided to fix that. So it was kind of difficult because I still needed a way to hold it as well as make it look good, because I was trying to keep a good functioning overall picture, and so you didn't really know it was fixed, but if you looked closely, it was. So I kind of had to use a specific pinching mechanism where I want to say it's like a button, but the clicking buttons kind of, where you just push them together and they connect. This was in some way kind of the same thing. So you'd push the two sides together. So first off, I really want to try and explain it. It's just, I don't even think I can explain it. So you're really just going to have to watch the video to understand it. But I'll give you just a quick glimpse. So you got an F. Hold that in your right hand, okay? Now you put one more little tab underneath the two F's, so not that it looks like an E, that it still has the same F shape, just got an extra tab underneath. And then you're gonna have a square in your left hand, and then on the face of the square, it's gonna be a little cylinder up with a rectangle on that. And so, because that's super easy to picture, you're gonna stick the square cylinder rectangle through a tiny hole. You're going to put the F into the spot where the hole was, as well as putting it underneath the bottom. You're going to pinch them together and it's going to work. So yeah, that's super easy to picture, right? Just go take a look at the video. It will make way more sense, and then come back, because I promise you it'll make sense. It's just almost impossible to explain. So skip that. What I did is I made it where the pressure from both sides would be kind of mathematically correct, where it would pinch the sizes, or the space that's open, it would pinch out and over, and just you push them together, they pinch, and it clips in like a button. So that it's pinched, it's held, and that was the best way to try and get the whole part to work, is if I pinched it. Because otherwise, if I try and just screw something in, or I don't know, figure out a different way to keep the nut there, it wasn't gonna work. And so pinching it was kind of the best bet. And then I took the nut out from the space and then had it where you pinched it together. There was a hexagon, it pinched it, and then it held it. So I did it, it works, but then when I put in my phone, it bent, because the 3D print wasn't strong enough. So then I added a little kind of, not barrier, but a little holder that goes on it that supports the back of the ring light. And then as you twist on the bottom, it pinches it all together, more pinching, and it works and it holds my phone. So it's still a tad bit weak. So I'm going to have to like 3D print it thicker and stronger, but the general idea works, which I was super happy with. So yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. And that one actually did fairly good. 132 views and 6 comments. I think 2 or 3 of those are mine, but still, people commenting. So the one thing is with these videos, since I have a little more time, I tried to make it more problem focused and then like showing how I solved it, not using the drawings or the solid modeling, because I've heard a couple times that it's way too engineering involved and people don't really care. So I tried to curate it more to showing how I fixed it with the actual 3D prints than not showing what, like the drawing and stuff, like the background of it. So that was kind of cool. I enjoyed that. And then the next one was magnets. I bought 600 magnets in a little container, and because I needed the magnets for my my fidget toys. But what I did is I had 600 magnets. You put them in the container. They don't stay separated. They just all bunch up together, and it's extremely annoying. So I made it like a coin, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's some in the older times when change was an actual thing. People would have this little like connection for their pants where it would hold quarters, dimes, nickels, and you'd press a little button and then the coin would fall out. Or honestly, just rolls of coins, that kind of gist. I made it like that, except for magnets. And so it's a little square that has a bunch of cylinder cutouts in the 3D print. And then all the magnets fit in perfectly to each of those spots. And so then you'd put them all in, put it into the container, close it up, and it fits perfectly. Had to make it a tad smaller because of my limitations with 3D printing. I.e., it was going to take 9 hours to print the actual size and 4 hours quicker to just slim up the product just a bit. So I did that, chose time over perfectionality. So that was interesting. But the one cool thing was I 3D printed it once and it worked the first time, which almost never happens. If you 3D print, you understand that never happens. And so actually doing it the first try, working perfectly, I surprised myself. It was insane. I didn't know what else could happen. I didn't think I was going to mess it up, but it works. It was crazy, and it was so satisfying just to put all of the magnets in there and it fits. It's just, they were since they were all close to each other, the magnetic polarity was catching the others, and so they would kind of fight to go in, or if I pulled one out, others would follow, and so it was kind of not stressful, just annoying. But then I did get a comment on the video that says magnets are just like annoying children. Wow, that is completely wrong. That is nowhere close to what he said. Give me a sec. Alrighty. He said, oh, sweet. I'm right. I was taking a wild guess. Yeah, he said magnets are just like children who always misbehave. So, which completely understands, because they never want to do what you make them do. And if they're too close to the others, they just follow each other. So, I thought it was very funny. I chuckled. So, but extremely fun, extremely cool. And now this is a kind of product that I could sell if I wanted to, because if you bought the same magnets, like the same thing, you'd be able to just buy this and it would fit perfectly every single time. And so it would be a sweet thing to be able to sell. But yeah, so this video got 113 views, one comment, which is pretty cool. So, and then this one changed up the format more, and I didn't add any SolidWorks. So the other one I did use SolidWorks just to explain it, but I didn't show me modeling it. This one with the magnets, zero solid modeling. Even the picture for the thumbnail is of the actual part. And so I explained it all in the parts with showing the 3D print. Changed it up a bit. I wanted to see how it went. I'm trying to kind of get it for engineering people as well as the common folk who don't really care how it's made and just want to see what it looks like. So I think what I have to go do is go back through all my videos and make new ones where I sum it up to non-engineering and I just explain it and talk about it, because that seems to be more interesting to people. So I am solving the problem of me always having boring videos, and I figured out a way to actually make them entertaining. So that is good. And yeah, it's just, it sucks because I like the back, like showing all the engineering, but also I want to not please people, but I do enjoy making videos people like. So that is something I'm going to work on and try and make both. It's just, it takes a lot of time, and I have to figure out how to design the products as well as make the videos. So yeah, my next step is just like organization and making it as efficiently as possible, but still providing a good value. So yeah, that's kind of it for the video part. But now the more entertaining. This is the first week of no job. So I've been unemployed for 1 full week. So before on Friday, they made it my last day because I was supposed to work this week. We just ran out of work. So they said, hey, you want to be done Friday? I said yes. So now this was a week of kind of organization and also just a relaxing kind of week where I didn't worry about getting a lot of stuff done. I didn't really have a schedule just because I'm going from working from someone else doing my own thing. I just wanted a tad break so I could do some of the things that I don't plan on doing, kind of like video gaming and sleeping in and staying up a little later, because I don't plan on doing that while like in the upcoming months. I plan on strictly sticking to a schedule, not playing video games, not sleeping in, being as efficient and productive as I can. So this was a little free week, but man, I kind of hated it because I'd wake up at 8 or 9 and it's like part of my schedule was running at 10 and then working out after, then eating lunch at 12 and then getting back to work. Waking up at 8:30 or 9 and then having an hour and a half and then having to go work out and stuff. It didn't give me a lot of time. I didn't schedule out what I wanted to do. It was nice, but I also kind of hated it. And so I'm excited to put the time in, get the organization down, write out what I want to do each day, and just have that kind of sit back realization of, man, I actually accomplished something today. That feels good. And just, I don't know. I enjoy the process of doing it. Right now there is no end goal, so I'm not really looking for an end goal. I'm looking for making each product better than the previous one and also making the videos better. And so it's just a giant learning curve. And I'm excited to learn because as I slowly do my social media managing and marketing for this band, Six String Revival, it's hopefully going to be able to allow me to do research and figure out what works on social medias, what doesn't, and how to make social media using it as a free service, getting the most out of it. And then hopefully I can use that in my own business. So it's just been kind of crazy. It's freeing as heck. It just sucks knowing that there's no money coming in. Right now it feels like a vacation, but after a while it's like, is this going to be a prison where I'm doing all this work with no payoff? Luckily I love it, but is there going to be a point that I am starting to run out of money, time, enjoyment, and where will that leave me after? So there's just a lot in the future that could happen. The thing is, the only thing that's guaranteed is the now and present, and so it's just working each day like it's the last and putting in maximum effort and trying to do the best I can. And so I think if I just use that going forward, I should be able to hopefully make something out of me. I mean, I got time now. I'm doing this for myself. Let's show myself I'm committed, because I can wake up every day and do work for 8 hours for another person. Can I even do that for myself? It's going to be one of the biggest tests, I think, of my personality, my drive for a business, and my kind of adaptability of not having any excuses. Because it's me. There's no excuses. I mean, I can make excuses, but what does that do? That gets me nowhere. I need to push past the excuses and work through anything. And so it's going to be a fun time, and I'm excited to see what it brings. So thank you all very much. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you watched the videos. I hope you give me some tips. Let me know what you think. Is there things that I'm missing? Do you think I should approach it differently? What are your thoughts? But thank you very much for listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, and I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.